Hello, this is the Demonic Tutor, and I'm here to share with you yet another strategy guide for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This time, this is a guide for getting the Unharmed achievement in Episode 16, Wrath of the Lady, in chill difficulty. I decided that I was going to use Raph because I liked that Raph has both 3 stars in attack and 2 on quickness, which means that I feel like he could do the most damage very quickly. I am first going to show you the raw footage, after which I will get into my strategies for defeating Krang and defeating Super Shredder. I've also attached chapters here so that if you just want to skip to those pertinent chapters, you are more than welcome to do so. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start the raw footage, and afterwards, I will see you back here in a few minutes.
Wrath of the Lady. I shall rule the earth with an iron fist. Hi-ya! Impossible.
Easy peasy.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we're ready to get into the analysis of the footage. We're first going to start off with the attack on Krang. And this battle is pretty straightforward. Most of the time, Krang is going to do this double pound attack, which leads to a wave. Fortunately, if you get really up close to Krang, the wave will just miss you. So notice I'm just wailing at Krang, and the wave just misses me. I'm able to do a ton of damage, right? And Krang is going to do this a couple of times here. There are two other attacks that Krang could do. In this case, I call this the circle laser attack, and all I'm just doing is just evading, going left and right, and getting in attacks in the meantime. Let me pause here a bit. There is a double gun attack where Lady Liberty's fists become guns. You do need to adjust a little bit so that you split the difference. If you just stay on the same plane where you start, it is possible for the guns to hit you. So you probably just need to like adjust a little bit up just to make sure that you're still aiming for Krang like right dead center in the chest. Otherwise, all three attacks are pretty easy to avoid. Now, when Krang leaves the screen and comes back, Krang is about to do the super laser, which is a one-hit kill. You can continue to attack Krang, but the hitbox is a little bit weird. I try to make sure that I'm aiming for that red triangle just above Krang's opening there, kind of like just below that like red collarbone armor thing. That should make sure that you're able to both do damage to Krang while avoiding that laser. So if you see here, I'm just attacking that purple triangle, and I am just attacking. I use a super because my ninja bar was at maximum. Here, I decide to use a super against the foot soldiers. I just don't want to worry about losing the achievement there, and I'm able to taunt to get my ninja bar up to max, and then I continue to wail, and Krang is defeated. Pretty straightforward stuff. So now we're getting to the heart of the strategy guide, which is how do you defeat Shredder without getting hit? So there are only about 4 different states that we have to worry about with Super Shredder. The first state we're going to worry about here is what I call his running fire attack. And this is where you can see here that he dashes left and right, leaving a trail of fire in his wake. Now, since he starts his attack going left and right, that means the best way to avoid it is to evade up or evade down. So every time that he's about to run, I want to make sure that I'm either above Shredder or below Shredder. Okay. His second main attack is what I call 3 circles of fire. Shredder's now going to send 3 waves of flames toward us. And there are 3 ways that I use to evade this attack. The first evasion technique we'll call the parallel technique. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to position Raphael to be approximately in the same plane as Super Shredder. Now, what does that mean? Basically, I'm trying to align Raphael's head with Shredder's belt, right? That should approximately put Raphael's feet toward, aligned with the bottom of Shredder's shin guard. And if you place him there, that'll put Raphael in a space where in a gap where the flames will just miss him. So when we hit play here, we're going to see that again. So you see where Raphael is. The flames are going to start to come, and the flames are going to miss. Now, it is important to note when using the parallel strategy a couple of things. Number one, you have to make sure that Shredder is far enough away. That is, you need to make sure that Shredder is at least on the opposite half of the screen, so that if Raph is on the right side of the screen, Shredder needs to be on the left side of the screen. And if Raph is on the left side of the screen, Shredder needs to be on the right side of the screen. Well, in this situation, how can I tell that Shredder is on the left side of the screen? It looks like he's pretty much in the middle. Well, if I play this a little bit further, you can see, actually let me back it up just a little bit. Here. If you notice this brick on the bottom, I like using the bottom corner of that brick as a reference for the center. And so if we play this and we see where Shredder stops right here, if you notice Shredder's feet are just to the left of that bottom corner of the brick, that tells me that Shredder is on the left side of the screen, which should give me enough space for Raphael to fit between the flames. If you're on the same side of Shredder, the parallel strategy becomes much more difficult to employ. You have to be much more pixel perfect in your placement. And so I don't like using parallel strategy when you're on the same side as Shredder. Okay. Last thing to note here about the parallel strategy, it's important that you don't fidget very much. I know I'm notorious for trying to be like a perfectionist and trying to make sure that Raph is directly in the absolute center of the gap between flames. But when you fidget like that, you increase the footprint that actually increases your chances of getting hit. So do your best that once you have hit that gap, make sure to not touch Raphael at all. It might mean that you'll get hit, but it's better than fidgeting and almost guaranteeing that you're getting hit. Okay? So once you kind of got Raph in their proper placement, don't touch Raph and just cross your fingers that you're going to avoid the flames. So we're going to see it again. Again, I don't fidget. I stay right there and avoid the flames. I now dodge down because now he's going to do his running attack. 2, 3. And here I happen to be on the opposite end. I do make a little bit of an adjustment here to make sure Raph's head was matched with Shredder's belt. And now Shredder is going into the third type of attack, which I call Shredder's spaz moment. Basically, he spazzes out an ooze attack. Afterwards, Shredder will finally be vulnerable to an attack. So we're going to watch the spaz, we're going to keep our distance. And the combination I'm going to use when I attack is a jump special followed by 6 regular attacks, after which I'm going to dodge up or down. This, I believe, should be the maximum amount of damage that you can exert on Super Shredder while he's in that vulnerable state. So I do a jump attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I dodge down. All right? Okay. Now, notice in this situation, I got caught on the right side of Shredder. If I'd done this better, I would have gone to the left side of Shredder, but it is what it is. Sometimes you'll just be caught on the same side. In this situation, I'm going to use the jump method. We're basically going to play jump rope with these flames. I do find it easier to use the jump method when I'm parallel with Shredder. It's just a little bit more difficult to figure out the timing of the flames when you're diagonal to Shredder. The second thing I try to do is that when I land, I try to move in the same direction as the flames are moving. And that makes it a little bit easier to avoid the flames. It gives me a little bit more time to make my proper adjustments. So here, I'm going to make the first jump. I move up toward parallel. And again, so you notice when I'm jump left, after that second jump, I moved slightly to the right so that I moved in direction with the flames. So I don't have to be necessarily as precise with my jumps. Okay. Shredder right now is doing the ring attack, so again, I'm going to go ahead and dodge downward. And now I'm going to employ the third strategy. Notice that Shredder is really far away at the very top of the screen and on the right side of the screen. In this case, I'm going to employ the corner strategy. The flames actually will not get to the corner at all. And while I can use the corner strategy, I can taunt my way to max out my ninja bar. So notice flames don't get me. I'm able to freely taunt. Shredder spazzes, and now I'm going to attack. One thing I'm almost going to note here too is I have to make sure that I also pause a little bit, because if I hit my special too early, I can actually hit Shredder when he's invincible and will do 0 damage. So I do want to make sure I take my time and making sure that Shredder is vulnerable by the time I hit my special. 2, 3, dodge downward, again, the running fire. I use parallel method here. Dodge up, running fire again. Okay, right side of the screen, so now I'm going to do the jump method. 1, 2, 3, and again, moving in the direction of the flames. Okay, I wait, special, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I probably was tempting fate there with that last attack. You saw I was able to dodge, but then you also saw that Shredder can retaliate with like a shadow attack. I wouldn't suggest tempting fate there. So definitely if you need a little bit more of a time to escape, I would suggest only going 6 attacks as opposed to 7. Okay. Now we're getting into Shredder's final state that we need to worry about, which is the 4 spirit statue state. The strategy here is I'm going to attack the closest spirit, and then I'm going to run to the opposite side of the screen and do a slide attack. And then I'm going to attack in a circle, attack the top right, and then run and slide and attack the top left. The reason why I do the running slide is I find it easier to evade the green sphere attacks when I'm running and sliding. When you're moving up and down, you don't have as many options when avoiding these spheres, and so I want to minimize the amount of time I'm traveling up and down, and so I'd rather do 2 slide attacks going left and right and only having to move vertically once, instead of having to move vertically twice and only being able to slide once. So I attack here, I run and slide, I move up, attack, and then I run and slide. Now he's vulnerable here. What I really should have done is do a special, but I felt because my ninja bar was 1, I decided to taunt, and I try to get in a special attack, but it turns out that there isn't enough time for it, so this was a huge mistake. I taunt here, I tried to do a special, but I missed the vulnerability window, so when I attack, notice that it does 0 damage, so I basically wasted a super. So now I need to get out of the way. Alright, stay above, running fire. He's at the very top of the screen and be able to parallel, and so I taunt. I think I was trying to get to the left side of the screen, and I accidentally attacked here, so I made another mistake. Again, fortunately, I got lucky and didn't take damage. I see that, again, he's in the corner, so now I taunt again. Now, admittedly, this took me by surprise here. Normally, Shredder spazzes after 2 attacks. I didn't expect Shredder to run again a 3rd time. And I think that compounds my mistake here, so that when he does it a 3rd time, I'm so used to taunting in the situation that I taunted again. But instead of filling up my ninja bar, since I was already at maximum, I got into radical mode. Fortunately for me, it didn't hurt here. I decided to go for broke. After spazzing out, I'm just going to go ahead and just wail. And fortunately, it did enough damage to defeat Shredder. and the Unharmed achievement was completed. Okay. So hopefully you got something out of this strategy guide. Please subscribe to the Demonic Tutor, where I'll be putting more of these achievement strategy guides for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I also do, of course, play Magic Arena, and I play Magic Draft as well. If you feel like I could have done better, if you have other strats that you want to share, please go ahead and comment below. Of course, I also appreciate you liking the video, and I really hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.